Hi, welcome to the OurPick video tutorial. This video was made to teach you how to use OurPick and hopefully answer any questions that you have. I'm going to take you through how to become a matchmaker on the site through the registration process and how to use the site as a matchmaker, and also how to register as a match and take you through how to use the site as a match. If you have any questions after watching the video, please don't hesitate to contact us via the Contact Us section in the lower section of our website. If you already are registered as a matchmaker or a match, you can click on the white oval in the top right-hand corner. It says login and log into the site. Obviously, you don't have to go through the registration process if you're already registered. I'm going to start with becoming a matchmaker. So I'm going to click on this white oval on the left that says Become Matchmaker. And just to note, a matchmaker is the primary user on the site, and you have full access on the site when you register. A matchmaker is somebody who wants to set up their single, family member, or friends. If you click to the right of that, Request a Matchmaker, that means that you yourself are single and you want to request a trusted family member or friend to be your matchmaker on the site and to suggest other singles on the site or other potential partners to you. The one thing I'll note about OurPick that's very unique is our site is completely private. Unless you are a registered user, you cannot view any matchmakers on the site, nor can you view any matches on the site. And if you are registered, when you're a matchmaker, you're able to view other match profiles on the site, but your match or matches that you're trying to set up are only able to view other matches if you suggest a profile to them. And so they're only able to see that profile. So it is a very private site and something that the matchmakers use to their discretion as to who they would suggest in terms of potential partners to the singles that they're setting up. The other thing they'll note is when you register to become a matchmaker, whether you register for 1 month, for a 6-month subscription, or whatever, I'll go through the subscriptions that you can go through in a couple slides. You can set up as many singles as you have time to set up. If you request a matchmaker, that means, again, you're a single requesting a trusted family member or friend. You're only allowed to select one matchmaker at a time. So if one matchmaker approves, then they'll set you up on the site. But if your first matchmaker, for whatever reason, decides not to set you up, you can request another one at that time. But you can only request one matchmaker at a time, whereas a matchmaker can have more than one match or more than one single that they're setting up. So anyways, let's go through the registration process and then how to use the site. In terms of registering, you can register with your Facebook account or with your Google account, or you can go through a traditional registration process and fill in the information below. And then you would click Continue, and you'll be brought to the subscription page where you would choose between 4 different subscription plans. We offer a 1 month, a 3-month, a 6-month, and a year subscription plan. Each of these highlights the per month rate. And just to note that all the subscriptions, mainly the 3-month, 6-month, and 12 months, will be billed in full upfront. In this section, you also would enter a promotional code if you have one. And in order to move forward, you will have to agree to our terms and conditions, which you can read about by clicking the hyperlink or clicking on the terms and conditions segment of our site, which is on every page in the lower section of the site. And then you would click Continue. Once you've successfully registered, you'll know, because you'll be redirected to the sign-in page, and you'll get a note in green writing that says that you've successfully registered. You'll also receive an email that confirms your account registration to the email address that you registered with. So here's an example of the email. You will be given your username or password, or your username and password will be reiterated that you set up for yourself. And you'll also be given a link to direct you to sign in again. I hid that here for privacy, but that would be in your email confirmation. So upon logging into the site, you'll be redirected to your matchmaker profile. Your matchmaker profile is for other matchmakers to view on the site, and your match can view your profile as well. Here, I hid my username and email address. You can see I don't have much on here. Let's say I wanted to put a little bit more about myself. I could click on Edit My Profile, which is the right-hand black box. And as I click that, I can fill in that I live in the Bay Area and maybe some of my interests. I love to read, run, and travel. I can update any information that I had before, upload a picture if I choose, can also change my password, and click update if I want to update the information, or cancel if I decide not to update anything. So I'm going to click update, and you'll see that therefore my about me section actually has a sentence about me. So other matchmakers know a little bit if they're reaching out. They'll kind of know a little bit more about Karen, me as a matchmaker. In the section 2, you also have some quick links to other sections of the site. You have my messages, profiles created, and my matches. You'll see there's 0 messages, 0 profiles created, and 0 matches, meaning that I just registered. So of course there's nothing there. But when I do create profiles, the number of profiles created, this will actually keep track of that. New messages that I have will be marked here. And then these are also just quick links you can click on to bring you to these different sections. So the first step upon registering, besides perhaps updating your matchmaker profile, would be to click on and create a profile for a match so you can actually start the matchmaking process. So I'm going to click on Profiles Created. And upon clicking on that, I come up to the My Matches section of Manage Matches up here on the dashboard. So another thing that I'll point out is back on your matchmaker profile, you have 3 quick links, but also up at the top of the OurPick site for the matchmaker, you have a dashboard. And on the far left, you have Search, and then Manage Matches, Messages, My Profile, My Account. A little bell with a red circle with a number on it. Right here it's 0, which shows you any notifications that you should be aware of, such as someone who sent you a message or a profile that's been approved by one of your matches. You'll be able to see your picture if you put one up. Here I don't have one. And you can click on this little box to the far right to log out. So the turquoise line also lets you know where you are on the site. So the turquoise line right now is highlighted under my profile. And when I go to profiles created, it brings me under Manage Matches. So I know that I'm under Manage Matches right now on the site. And I can get to any of these sections by clicking on them in the top of my dashboard. Anyways, under My Matches, I would click on the green box here, or turquoise box, and it says Create New Profile. I don't have any profiles right now. I just registered, so I want to create one for one of my single friends. And I'm going to create one for my friend Allison. I can upload a picture for her and fill in information here. There's also a section for match preferences that I'll fill out kind of what I think she's looking for, and I'll get some feedback from her when she reviews this. So you will fill out this entire profile form and upload a picture if you have one. If not, your match or your single can upload their own profile picture. And then you would click Send Invitation. You would fill in your match first name, last name, their email, and then put any comments that you want to here. And you might put a message such as, for myself, it would be, "Hi Allison, I just filled out a profile for you on OurPick. I want to be your matchmaker. Please let me know if you approve." And she'll be directed to approve the profile in the email. So I'm going to send this to review. And as you can see, when you do send it, which I already did, you'll get a little green message that will say request sent successfully, meaning it went over to your match successfully, and they should have it in their inbox. Now, the other thing you might want to do is text or call your friend if they're not familiar yet with OurPick, and let them know that you want to set them up on the site. So just give them a heads up, but they will get an email from you with a message if you choose to put it in. So you can't do much until you have a match profile that's live. And as soon as you do, you can start setting up your match. So Allison approved her profile, and I know this because I got a notification on under my notification sections, which again is the black bell with the right now it has a little red circle with a 1, meaning I have 1 notification. And if I click on that, the notification will disappear, meaning that I read it. And so it's telling me that she approved her profile, and I can begin my matchmaking process. In case I miss that notification section, I also will get a email notification as well that Allison has accepted, and I need to go about setting her up. So the first step is to go to your match profile, and again, that's under Manage Matches, and you want to go to that section, and you want to publish her profile or his profile, your singles that you set up, your single family member or friend. And the reason why you want to publish it is because you want other matchmakers on the site to be able to view this profile and perhaps send it to their own match to see if there's an interest. So you want to be looking for them, but you also want others looking at your match's profile and keeping them in mind as well. So I'm going to hit publish, and then I am going to search for some potential partners or matches that might be compatible with Allison. So under search, which again is on the dashboard is to the far left, I can go under search match, which is the first option. And here I can type in something to search for. I can there's 2 drop-down options. I can filter by male or female. Right here I'm looking for a male, and I can select a occupation. And here I selected 3 occupations: an actor, analyst, and architect. And then I can also filter on age, meaning I can dial in on an age range. Here I'm going to keep it kind of open, and I would then hit submit and see who comes up. And here I do have 1 match that did come up on that. I can also click on advanced search, which is the option to the right. So again, when you hit search, it defaults to search match, which is the first option, kind of a general search. You can also hit advanced search if you click on the option to the right. And this will give you just a more dialed in search, allows you to kind of see, dial in more on who's out there and probably get fewer matches, but hopefully they'd be more compatible with what you're looking for, or more compatible, I should say, with your single who you're setting up on the site. So here again, I have, filtered on, you can filter on male, female, occupation, age, but you also have education and some other options, especially geography, which you might be interested in. And you can hit submit, and again, you'll get search results that come up. I have a result that came up. Again, I hid some names and some information just for privacy, but I'm going to view this gentleman's profile. As you can see, I circled that to view profiles to the far right. And I'm going to see what his profile says. So as I'm kind of looking through this, I might be thinking, wow, he is someone who I should suggest to Allison. I think she might be interested in this guy. So I would click on suggest match to, which is this black oval, and a little pop-up box is going to come up, and I will click on Allison, my match. Now, if you had more than 1 match or more than 1 single family member or friend that you're setting up on the site, you get more than 1 name here, meaning you could send a profile of someone that you're looking at, for instance, this gentleman, to other female matches that you're helping to set up. Maybe you send it to 4 different people that you're trying to set up. Here I only have 1 match, so only 1 shows up. You'll notice I do get a little warning message that comes up. Just it tells me that there's no working profiles available for this match's preferences, which means, that there's a match preference section that Allison had set up on her profile, and I had filled in as well. And it kind of just guides the matchmaker in. It's right under the match's profile and guides the matchmaker in what that match your single friend or family member is interested in. For example, maybe they put down that they're interested in men with brown hair. As the matchmaker, you can open the scope up a little bit and widen the selection and say, well, you know what? I know that you want a male with brown hair, but I think that we actually should look at males with brown hair and black hair. And you can not disregard, but maybe keep in mind their preference, but look a little bit of outside of that as well and suggest some matches that they might not have looked at before. And that's really your role as a matchmaker. You're using your discretion and your judgment, and maybe looking at some people in a different way that maybe your match or single family member or friend wouldn't be looking at. So I'm going to disregard this warning message because while it doesn't line up exactly with what she was looking for, I think that she still should take a look at this guy. So I'm going to click suggest. If I decided not to, I could click close, but I'm going to hit suggest and send this profile to her and get her thoughts. So at this point, I suggested a match. I could continue searching and suggest more profiles to her to view, or I could also create some other profiles for other single family member or friends, or I could wait and see what she thinks of that gentleman that I just sent her and see if I should reach out to his matchmaker. So Allison, in OurPick, I look at my notification screen again, and it says that she approved the profile that I sent over for that match, and she also sent me a message. So I'm going to go and take a look at my messages to see what she said. And she said, "Hi, I like his profile. Can you connect us?" So great. So I'm glad that she likes his profile. Again, he was a little outside what her preferences were originally, but that's a good sign. So I think I'm going to reach out actually to his matchmaker and see what he or she has to say about Allison. So I'm going to go click on matchmaker messages, which was the option to the left of match messages. So before I was under my match messages, and I was just click on matchmaker messages, and I can contact the matchmaker. And here, my matches come up on the left-hand side, and I have Allison Kelly and this gentleman. Again, I hid his name for privacy, and I can send a message to his matchmaker. So by clicking on this, assuming I had other matches here that were listed, I can write a message to that matchmaker. And again, to reiterate on both of these sections, assuming you have multiple matches that you're setting up, you would want to click on the one that you're talking about when you write a message just to keep track. So as you're writing a note to Allison, click on Allison Kelly. If there was another gentleman you were setting up, such as his name was Sam, I would click on Sam and whatever, Sam and Sue, who I'm trying to set up. So you want to make sure you're clicking on that, and then you'd be sending the message along. My match messages are messages that you're sending to your matches, or your match here, I only have one. And your matchmaker messages are messages that you're sending to that match that you are suggesting to your single family member or friend. And what you do when you reach out to the matchmaker is say, hey, I think that this might be a good match for yours. What do you think? And that matchmaker can then forward on, for example, Allison Kelly's profile to this gentleman, see if he's interested. And if they're both interested, then the matchmakers can say, okay, then we'll share your contact information with you two, and then they can take it from there. Allison, this gentleman, can go out for coffee or meet for lunch or do whatever. So that would be after the matchmakers have decided that it's a go. Under the manage matches section, the other part that I didn't really go over was request received. And the other way that a matchmaker can come onto the site or can get matches on the site is not by initiating and creating a profile, but actually a match would request a matchmaker. So, for instance, if I was already a matchmaker on the site and my friend Sue wanted a matchmaker and I hadn't created a profile for her, she could request a matchmaker, and that request actually would come through here that Sue wanted to be set up on the site and wanted me to be her matchmaker. So that would come through here. And I could then accept or decline the request to be the Sue's matchmaker. That's just an example. And I can also click on history and kind of see a history of whose profiles I've created. I might have closed some profiles, meaning that, hey, Allison and this guy, they ended up getting lunch and they're dating and no longer need to be set up. So I would close and take her profile down. And so that would show up in my history section. Again, don't have anything here, just logged into the site and registered. So I really only have one working profile that I'm working on. But if there was a long history, you could see that here. Working profiles we went over again. In this section, again, you can, under your match profile, I have one match here again, Allison Kelly. I can suggest, click suggest, and that actually will bring me to the search, and I can suggest different matches by clicking on working profiles here as well. And then I can also click on suggested matches and see who I have suggested to Allison. So for example, if I forgot the name of the gentleman I was setting up, again, we had his name for privacy, but I could click on suggested matches and I would be able to see who I suggested to Allison. Again, here it defaults to the match profile, Allison's profile, and again, just hitting suggest brings me back to search, and whatever search results that come up, I can send those to Allison by clicking suggest here. And again, this kind of just brings me up to how you would show a match profile and suggest it to your match. So the other thing that you can click on is My Account, and My Account allows you to change your subscription plan, to enter a promotional code, to see any past subscription plans that you're enrolled in, to cancel your subscription plan. So that's probably the other section that you would look at time to time if you wanted to change a subscription, cancel, kind of look at what you did in the past. So the other thing is logging out of the site. Again, I mentioned this earlier, but if you click on the box to the far right, you can log yourself out. And that's basically the basics of working through OurPick as a matchmaker. I'm quickly going to take you through logging in as a match and requesting a matchmaker, and that would be clicking on the right oval. It means you're, again, a single person who wants a trusted family member or friend to set you up. Again, or if you already have a account, you could log in the upper right-hand corner. So I'm going to click on Request Matchmaker. Again, it brings me to a page very similar to the Matchmaker registration page. You can sign up with your Facebook or Google account if you choose, or you can do a more traditional route and fill in the information and then click Continue. You would then choose your subscription plan. Again, 4 subscription options: a month, 1 month subscription, a 3-month, 6-month, and a year subscription. The amounts, those are the monthly billing amounts, and the 3, 6, and 12-month are billed in full up front. It's here where you'd put a promotional code if you had one, and you also would need to agree to the terms and conditions. Again, you can read about those by clicking on the hyperlink, or at any time you could always click at the bottom of the site where it says terms and conditions and read through our terms and conditions. And click on Continue. The message that a match will get if they haven't done it, and they'll get it immediately, is to upload a picture. As we all know, in dating, pictures are important, especially with online dating. Someone hasn't met you before. So a picture is very important. So you want to make sure that you upload a picture, and a picture that you think represents you to the how you want to be represented to someone else when you haven't met them. I'm going to click Close here and go to my profile. Again, I have Allison Kelly's profile here. So if Allison was requesting a matchmaker on the site, I had, in the matchmaker example earlier, I had showed how I set up her profile. But here, if she was requesting me to be her matchmaker and going through it that route and paying for a subscription, then she would fill out her information, and then she would choose a picture. I put flowers here just for an example. Probably would want to put a picture of yourself, but I did put a picture of a flower just as an example. And here you can, delete your picture by clicking on the little trash icon if you decide not to use it, or you can set it as your profile picture. And so I set this one just as an example as my profile picture. And you'll get a message, a little pop-up that will say, do you want to set this as a profile pic? And I'm going to click OK, I do. Again, fill out all the drop-down. There's 2 questions that you'll need to answer, and then you'll have your preferences, and you'll want to put those out there too, just to guide your matchmaker in as far as who you're interested in. Again, the My Preferences section, it's right under your picture. That is only visible to the matchmakers and to yourself. Other matches on the site would not be able to see it. Meaning, if Allison's profile was forwarded over to someone else as a potential match, he would not be able to see her preferences. So here's the match profile for Allison Kelly, kind of filled in. And again, I would say that she needs to upload a picture, and probably not just the flowers, probably wants to upload a picture of her. But that would be the next step. And she will continue to get this pop-up that she needs a profile picture until she uploads one. So pictures are important. If you click on under the match section, or the single section, I should say, when you're requesting a matchmaker, your dashboard is different than the matchmaker dashboard. If you click on My Account, you'll be able to see what you're enrolled in. You can update your subscription plan, cancel your subscription plan, enter a promotional code, see anything in your history of what you subscribed to in the past. Right here under Allison Kelly's profile, I have no plan selected. And the reason why she has no plan selected is because in my matchmaker example, I had created the profile for Allison Kelly. So I paid for my subscription plan or signed up for it, and then created the profile for Allison. So she didn't have to pay for anything there. Now, if she initiated the process to me, meaning she requested a matchmaker, clicked on that option, and paid or selected a subscription with a promotion code, and sent it to me to set her up, then she would have a plan selected here. So just wanted to point that out. If Allison or any of the matches click on the Messages tab, the match messages will come up between the match and the matchmaker. And here, Allison can see the message between me and her and the gentleman that I had sent her. And so if she clicks on this, and again, I hid some names just for privacy purposes, but if she clicks on this message, she would be able to see the message history. Right now, there's only one message showing up. Assuming that there's other matches that I've sent over, or and she's approved or declined, there would be other messages here that she could click on to see kind of the history. And lastly, I wanted to take you to suggested matches. That's the option to the far left for Allison. Again, for the match dashboard, suggested matches. This is any matches that have been sent over from your matchmaker. And here I was Allison's matchmaker. I sent her over this match. Again, kind of just put test as to hide his name. And here Allison can view his profile. She can accept or decline when she views his profile. And she can also click on message, which will bring her to the messages section, which we were just looking at. And she can send a message to me or to her matchmaker about this match, whether she likes or dislikes the profile that I've sent over. So that's kind of the dashboard for the match. A little different than the matchmaker. Again, a lot less visibility. But she still, I will reiterate that Allison or any match will have full visibility to their profile at any given time, and the ability to update or edit their profile at any time, and also to take it down if they so choose. Logging out, again, is the box on the far right. And when Allison's done, she can click log out, and that would take her out of the site. So again, that is our video tutorial for OurPick. I hope it was helpful to taking you through the site. And again, if you have any questions at all, please contact us via the Contact Us section at the bottom left-hand section of our site, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks so much for listening, and happy matchmaking.